Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Chris and Tammy here. We're coming to you live from Daytona Beach for about 2 more months. And after that, we'll be back in Toronto, Canada. And it's always a pleasure to host this training event for all of you this morning. This is a really important session, simple but important, because we're going to cover some of the basics that are very important for you to build your business and to duplicate within your organization as people sign up into your business. So let's start by recognizing and welcoming all of you here. We have Pawan, welcome, great to have you here. Rita, great to have you. Stacy, thank you for joining in. Bekshir from Bangladesh, welcome, welcome, welcome. We have Richard from Tennessee. We have we have Junius from Texas. Hey, we're going to be in your neck of the woods actually next week. We're going to see
yeah, we're flying Tuesday to Texas. Yeah.
yeah, we're going there for the event. We're looking forward to it. Courtney, welcome. Great to have you with us. We have Kronball, welcome to have you from Jamaica. Great to have you. Bonjour, bonjour Lucie, bienvenue. We have Urban from Sweden. Awesome. Enionam, how are you? Great to have you here. We have Mark Stevens from Idaho. Enionam is from Ghana, Accra, Ghana, I should say. Mark Stevens from Idaho, USA. We have Robert from Mexico. Great to have you here, Robert. Let's see. We have Nick from Hamilton, Ontario. We're actually neighbors when we're back in Toronto. Let's see here. I think, Kronball, I think I said hi already, but I did mention from Jamaica. Welcome, Generation Zone. Great to have you from Las Vegas. Nice place to visit. Let's see here. We have Victor from Maryland. We have Benjamin from Accra, Ghana. We have Everton. Greetings. Great to have you here. We have Letty. Great to have you here from Ghana. We have Ital. Great to have you here. We have Mirna. Great to have you here from Croatia.
Croatia, yeah.
Croatia, cool, very cool. Andres, great to have you here from South Africa. Let's see here. Oh, I tell you from Ghana, great to have you. Francis, welcome from Ghana. We have Benjamin, we have Rita, we have Stacy, we have Craig from Michigan, Chip from Nashville, we have Kim from Florida. Hey, Kim, how are you? I haven't seen you for a while. Maybe you were here, maybe you were quiet. Let's see here. Let's see. We have Recon Jacob from Taiwan. Taiwan, Accra. We haven't been there. We've been pretty much everywhere in Accra, but not familiar with that area. Memphis, this is Rocco. Great to have you here. We have Liam from Hampton. We have Marta from Kenya. Awesome. I just shared some pictures that when we were in Kenya in East Africa, just beautiful place. Really advanced, actually.
The world is so beautiful. I love traveling.
Yeah. And Peter, great to have you here. Okay, so let's get started here, folks. What Tammy and I want to do this morning is really go through the back office of GotBackup. We want to really focus on what is important. Now, it's possible that I may go into some area that maybe go a little over your head when it comes to the email stuff and the lead capture system. Some of you will understand it. Some of you may not. But remember that this is a recorded call. You can always go back, pause the video, on the YouTube channel of GVO, which, by the way, let me first of all make sure that I point you in the right direction right away. I think it's very important, folks, that if you are not a member or subscribe to this channel, I just posted it right now in the chat. Make sure that you do go to the global virtual opportunity channel and make sure that you subscribe. The reason for that is whenever there's an event, a training, you get a notification that something's happening. In some cases, it may not be relevant based on the language for you, but it's better to be aware than not aware. And even better, make sure that your team is aware. This is one thing that Tammy and I have been mentoring often to people that we work with, is make sure that your team is plugged in and you're not the only person that knows it all. Because if you are, you become the gopher. I mean, without you, nothing happens. When you go on vacation, nothing happens. You want to immediately duplicate. And there are some people that you don't need to do much. You just need to point them in the right direction and they know exactly what to do. Some people are very intuitive and some folks need a little bit more hand handling, and it's totally fine. That's why it's important to teach everybody the same thing. Let me just continue here. Yeah, so we're going to be sharing the screen again, folks. And I want to remind you that what we're going to be sharing with you are the basics. And I may dig in a little bit, but again, it's for your own benefit. If it's something goes over your head, don't think that, oh, I can't handle it, I can't do this. Folks, listen, you don't need to understand the engine of your car to be able to use your car. You do understand what I'm saying? So you just need to go from point A to point B. And from that, you just need your key fob and drive where you want. Some of you may want to be, maybe a little bit more technical. And again, it's entirely up to you, but don't use that as stopping blocks if you come across something you don't understand. And also,
Yeah, Chris, I'd like to know who's new that are joining us today live. Who's new?
I mean, I do not want to forget this. If you have any questions, okay, we will do our best to address them. And I know that Tammy and I will keep an eye on your questions. We'll bring them up and we'll answer them as we move forward. And the one thing also, remember that all our calls are recorded. Everything we've ever done within the GotBackup community are recorded. So Tammy, please go ahead.
Excellent. Yeah. So if you're new, just say I am, because we'd love to. I mean, this session is really for you. It's to really give you the foundation of understanding the back office. And as I always say, if you can learn how to do something, you can easily teach it, honestly. And it's really a simple back office. Maybe when you get into the email marketing, if you've never done it before, it's a learning process. But remember, there's videos for everything. And we're going to walk you through all of that. But welcome to all the new people, because today's session is really about the basics. And those of you who are not new, it's just a refresher for you, but also a reminder of who. Start writing down the names of the people that you can think of at the top of your mind that could go through a basic training. And obviously you want to send them the recording, but if you can personally, set up your Zooms and train people, I recommend to do those belly to bellies. This is absolutely critical in building this business. It's a relationship business, and people will open up to you where they're really struggling or concerned or even afraid. Some people are afraid of pressing a button because they might do something wrong. I know I used to be like that. That's why I'm saying that. And you'll be able to guide people through the process. So go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing I want to do, you can see here, I'm sharing my screen. This is your member login, but I want you to also be aware of some things that I think some people don't realize. The live chat over here, if you need any kind of, let's say that your account is suspended because your credit card, I don't know, expiry date change, and maybe you didn't check your emails, whatever the situation may be for you, but you can't access your account. If you click the live chat over here and you can issue a ticket and make sure that you have the ID of your account and mention it in a support. And then from there, they can do the transaction for you, right? You might provide any information they need, and they may activate you or at least give you access to your account for you to update these things. So often, if you can't log into your account to be able to modify certain things, use this live chat right here. You just go to GotBackup.com. It'll take you to the login page automatically, and then you can actually log in. It's as simple as that. So right now, I've asked Joelle to use a demo account. The reason why is because, I'm going to show you a little bit of where you set your income and where you set, how do you get paid and everything else, how do you set all that up. And a lot of this stuff is very private. And also, folks, there's regulators out there where I'm not allowed to start showing you how much I'm making, all of these things, because what I make or what Tammy make is not necessarily a reflection of what you're going to make, because all of this has to do with your social network, the way you network, how serious you build your business. There's a million disclaimers that needs to be read and everything else. So this is a demo account. And also my account's a bit more mature, where there's a lot of stuff in there that may be overwhelming to the new person, where this account is very minimal. There's not that much data. So it's easy to view. How can I see how many cycles I have, how to calculate my cycles? I want to go through all of this stuff here. So let me log in. We'll start with the basic things that, again, remember, we're going to start with what is very important for you right now. Okay. This is what you know. And the reason why I wanted you to see this message. Okay. What happens is, that, and I'll come back to that a little bit later when we talk about the lead capture system. But what GotBackup offers you some links, and I'll go back to that in a minute when we go through the menus on the left-hand side over here. And there are some options, for example, for people to have a free trial for 7 days. Well, if someone like just yesterday, I registered someone from Uganda who wanted to look at the information, and maybe he's here today. I hope that he is. I invited him to join this training, and from there, they will end up in a list. And on that list, if you bought this email here, if you click on more details, it's simply gonna get it's $20, and they have all these emails prepared for you. I did it, Tammy did it, and then I'll show you that some of those emails have been modified. I won't click on that because the moment I do, because it has my credit card information on file, but obviously not this account, then automatically it will add those emails and it will charge you the $20.
And you get the emails. I wanted to get into a little detail,
Sure.
Chris, because when you get the email package, you actually get all the languages that it's available. I thought that was really cool, especially if
Yes.
you're building online. And it's one time, you guys. It's one time for life. Once you purchase an email system that's going to do the emails for you, it sends out an email every single day to these prospects. And once you do that, then it's a follow-up for you personally with those people at the end. But it's a system that follows up for you.
Yes, absolutely. And I know there's some questions here, Tammy, in reference to whys and everything else. So we'll come back to that. There's some questions
Yeah,
we may not
we're
be able
going to answer
but I
every
assure
question.
you,
Yeah.
we will direct you in the right direction.
Mhm.
Okay. Now let's go back over here. So now that I'm logged in, this is the account. You can see on the right-hand side over here of the demo account, this is your status. This account has sponsored one person. And if you've been to any of our presentation on Wednesdays or Fridays or any of the leadership that are presenting throughout the week, you're going to see at one point we talk about the ranking, and what bronze, that means you sponsored one member in GotBackup. So one person decide to enroll that you've introduced, and you can click on that and get more details. But I'm not going to go there for now. But maybe if I go into edit your account over here, okay, you got all the details over here, the email and the demo account here. You got all the preferences that you want. And if you don't know any of this stuff, you don't need to worry about it, right? So these are all things that, again, just ignore it if it's over your head. But the fact is, you can modify, some of the details in here that you want to be displayed. The billing info, obviously, I don't think there's information that's going to be exposed here. You're good. Okay, so from there, your phone number, all the details are here for your information, and all the transactions that you see, they're going to appear here. Okay, so if you want to know, okay, where are my transactions, on how much I paid, and all of these things, it's all over here. It's all listed. Everything you've ever purchased and GotBackup from the beginning of time, it's all going to be listed over here. Okay, so all of that is within this section. Billing info and your account information. This over here, these are all the different languages. Now, remember, this is a Google Translate. It's just a feature that you can immediately. So, for example, let's see if I can find French, because I speak French. So it's easy for me to. Let's go French Canada, for example. Okay, so you can see that it's not perfect, but it's enough for you to understand what they're talking about. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So let me go back to English so we don't mess things up here for folks that are English. Here we go. Okay, so it's done in real time. And Tammy, stop me if there's anything that you want to add that I'm overlooking here.
Mm-hmm.
Over here, you can see that your next billing date will show you here the actual date. Okay, obviously this is a demo account here, folks, so don't pay attention to too much of this. But and again, you go back to billing info, it'll take you to where we went a moment ago over here.
Invoices. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll
have your invoices on the bottom for people who are
Yeah.
looking for their invoices. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so straightforward. So let me go back over here. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Let me go back to the main page here. Okay, and
Chris, can I just add one thing before you go there on the top right? When you put that little scroll down for your picture, to put your picture,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in your account. Because some people don't know that.
Good point. I completely forgot to mention that. That's so important.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so you can add your picture here. You can do an upload and add a picture here. And make sure you have a picture on the account. It's good to see faces in the tree. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, folks, it's important because what GotBackup has on the back end is an opportunity to recognize you as you move up in rank. And we'll come back to that in a minute. Okay. So thanks, Tammy, for bringing that up. It's very important. Put your picture on so we can see who you are. That's a demo account. For obvious reason, there is none. Okay. Now, let's go here, Tammy, from left to right. Oh, yeah, we just wanted to follow up here. Folks, just pay attention to some of those video here, the dashboard, the promotional tool, the comp plan overview. Just familiarize yourself with the content that's over here. We find that a lot of time people are confused, and they're confused because they never even opened the book. It's like you buy an item and from a store, and you have to put it together. And you look at this and you look at all the parts and it's overwhelming. But at the end of the day, if you open to page 1, you're going to see they go step by step, piece by piece for you to understand, oh, this goes together, that goes together. And then you put it together. Oh, that's what it looks like. Oh, that's look closer to what I bought right now. And I can keep I'm just using an analogy here. It's important, folks, that you take the time and do your homework. We live in a society that people are used to have everything done, everything cooked for you. You just go to the store, buy it, and cook and eat it, right?
Yeah.
We need to
evolve. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to think a little bit, and this is very important. And we're living in a society, folks, with artificial intelligence and everything else. I'll be honest, when it comes to writing, I'm becoming a little bit lazy because AI does everything for me. So I just give him I don't even have to form my phrase. I don't even have to do anything other than put my idea as it comes out without formatting anything. And then the ChatGPT will format it for me. And then I can say, I want this in English. I want this in French. I want this in Spanish. It'll do everything for me. So convenience is a good thing, but be careful not to handicap yourself by depending too much on things. So your mind stops thinking, stops processing. And this is where we end up being completely clueless on, I don't know anything, right? So one thing that Tammy and I constantly do is I tend to be a little intuitive, but that's because I train myself to be that way. I never take anything for granted. I will dig. I will open the hood and see what it's on. But that's me. That's my personality. I'm not saying you need to do all of that, but you should be aware of some of the basic functionality, because what we're doing here is very simple. But sometimes we tend to create a mind block in thinking, well, I don't know any of this stuff. And you completely block your way when you can just click a button and start reading or listening or watching, and you will learn everything that needs to be learned. So tell me, which direction you feel we should be taking here to help the folks with what's going on here?
I think the most important thing is use this tool, is to get them set up in their with their device, right? Their devices, their laptops or computers. Yeah, that is the most important thing.
Yes,
is using the tool, right? It's to use the service.
So let's go through this here. If this is yours and you started uploading your phones, your devices, your computers, you will see that this will have a number. And if you watch any of our presentations, and I often show my back office and how things work, you'll notice it says something like 60% here. Okay, so that's basically how much of the cloud storage that I've been using, which is probably going to be that way because I tend to recycle things, but that's because I have 3 computers and everything else. And that's what I love about GotBackup. I feel very safe. All my stuff is there. If God forbid something happens to my house or my devices, everything is there. I can always get all my data back. Okay. Now, one thing that I want to point out here is sometimes people, they click in, they log in, and because the password is saved, they forget what it is. It's good for you to remind yourself. You click on edit login details. You can see here, your name will appear here. This is your ID, and this is your password. Okay, so I won't click on the I because I don't want people to go in there and mess things up. But if you click on the I, it will expose the password for you to see it. And of course, you have your email over here. Okay, it's really, really straightforward. The other thing too is if you want to go to your cloud, there's a few ways to go about it. Now, if you click on auto login, okay, it's just going to open the cloud and simply gives you access to everything. Obviously, nothing is backed up there. Okay. But again, if you watch any of our presentations, you will see, and maybe I'll show you mine in a minute there, but you can see here, you have the cell phone backup and a collaborate and share. It's all here. Okay. So let's go back to our page here. Oh, another thing I want to show you, if let's say you just want to go right to your cloud, all you need to do is GBU cloud. Look, if you type in GBU cloud, okay, it will actually bring you there, okay, automatically. Now, obviously, the first time you may have to put your ID and password to confirm that it is you, but when it's done, it knows it's you. It won't ask you again. Okay, so it's again, it's a nice feature to go to your cloud right away. Okay. Now let's go back here. If you want to upgrade, like you see, when I present, you probably see 7 terabytes here. At one point, there was a promotion, and I say, yeah, I definitely want it, and I took it, and that's why it says 7. But you can go ahead and upgrade here. If you click on that, you can upgrade your limit, and there we go. It's actually really cool here. Lifetime 2 terabytes. This is really awesome. So it's a really, really, really good deal. Okay. So again, just food for thought. Let's go back. Okay. Now over here, let's say when we talked about you can have multiple account within your account. So you can divide your 6 terabytes. If you click on this, you can divide your 6 terabytes in different pieces. Let's say you have, I don't know, 4 or 5 family members. That's just the read maximum. You have your own account. That's 1. And then you would have 5 more. Then you would create a username for them. You ask them what username they want. And you say, I want to give them, I don't know, let's say something like around 500 gigs or so. Okay. So let's say it's around
Go through the process, Chris, so they can actually see it. Just put put Alex.
So if I click on add member,
Mm-hmm.
okay. I think it's because it's a demo account. There's some limitations.
Oh, it won't let you. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, but what happens here, folks, when you click add member, it's going to ask them for their email. They're going to receive the email, and then they're going to decide they're going to create a password and just register like you did when you first came in. But all they have access is that segment of the space that you've allowed over here. Okay. And try it. And if you don't want it, it's going to show you can always delete it and go back to this. And remember that is going to cut down the amount of available space you have if you're sharing it with someone else. Okay. So let's continue over here. This here, folks, this is what is also, this is the very first thing you want a new member to do. If people have their stuff backed up, it creates an emotional connection to the tool. Mm-hmm. Because my phone pictures or my computer data is backed up on the cloud. And you know it's there. And people don't want to stop their membership just because they want to have access to their stuff. Some of you may say, well, if let's say I don't want to continue, well, it's like anything else. If you buy a cloud service from any other company, they're going to give you an X amount of time. And if you don't want it, they're going to say, well, you have that much time to extract the data back into your computer. If let's say you deleted stuff from your computer, you want it back in before you stop doing your payments. Now, I know GotBackup is very generous in the amount of time that it gives you, but you have to keep in mind that it's a business like anybody else, and they can't keep everybody's data for non-paying customers, because eventually there's going to be millions of users. Imagine if 20%, 30%, let's say I decide to leave, they can't just use that space forever and waste it, right? It has to be recycled and given to paying customers. So keep in mind that if you choose to stop the membership, make sure that you get your data back, okay? Or at least maybe you never deleted it because you have space. You just wanted a backup of it. Well, GotBackup figured, well, I guess this information is not important to this person. They will eventually dispose of it, okay? So just keep that in mind. So going back to the installation, when you click on these 2 buttons over here, it will literally download a software on your computer. And I don't need to do this for you because the installation video is here. So for example, if I click on this one over here for Windows, the installation video is all here. And it's really simple to do, folks. Very simple to do. If you're looking for the Mac, same thing. Okay, same thing. You got to have a video that's relevant to the Mac version. And once it's installed, for example, I have a Mac over here. It's right over here, and it's you can see here the control panel. Let me just bring this over to the screen. Okay, right now, let's see, it's 10:25, March 22nd. You can see here that just before the call started, 3 minutes prior, it just finished my backup. Right? It does an incremental backup. which, by the way, I can restore by clicking on this. If I restore, then it's going to show you a whole bunch of files that you have backed up, and it's going to bring them up. And again, you can actually see that on those videos. Okay. And you remember when I talk about the cloud, you can also access your cloud from here. So if you click on this, it will also take you to the cloud. Straightforward, very simple. Okay. So I really like this. I really like this feature, folks, because it's a set and forget. And I know that this coming weekend, I didn't talk about this, but we have an upcoming event the next weekend. And Joel is going to be introducing some features, some really exciting stuff for all of you. And I think you'll be happy with what he's going to be talking about. But again, this is the amount of files I have, 1.15 terabytes. I have 2 terabytes on my computer. I know I'm not normal. It's just the way I work. So, but you can see here that I don't fill the 2 terabytes. I'm about 50% fill, a little bit more. Okay. And this is how it works. It's really straightforward. And
so if I can add, Chris,
yeah.
On the extra tool link, or the link on the bottom that shows you the different, like this here. This one's really, really important, you guys. I'm training people now, and I'm not like Chris where I can do all of this stuff technically, but it's a simple instructions. And this is some of the team members don't even know about this yet, because they're not in their back office and not showing up on every single training or every single meeting to be able to see all this new stuff that's happening. But if you go back to English, Chris, can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Back to English. Okay. And go into the instructions on setting up.
Okay. Which part you want me to go to?
Oh, I can't see it. It's so small. How to install on the Mac. Let's just use that one.
Okay.
Okay. And when you can see you got the video on top, but some people just want written instructions on what to do, so they don't have to stop and start the video. And that's for somebody like me. Okay, so it shows you got pictures and it tells you exactly what you need to do. When I saw that, I said, oh my gosh, now everybody can do this. Right? You don't have to be afraid of not knowing what to do, because it's so simple. It gives you step by step by step by step. You follow that to a T and you're all set up. When I saw this done, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So I don't know if you're aware of this, but that was a game changer when I saw this. So you don't have to worry. I don't know a lot of stuff on what to do. I just send them the video link. Now you can walk them through the process with the diagrams and the written text, right? So it's phenomenal. It makes me excited.
I agree, Tammy, and I use Tammy as, okay, if Tammy can do it.
Well, that's it. That's why I jump in, you guys, because some people, I know some people it becomes overwhelming, because I'm that type of person where, I remember I used to be afraid to press buttons because I thought I was going to delete everything. You know what I mean? So that's why this part is so important. Imagine how many of your team members don't even know about this. Write those names down, you guys. They need to know about this. That's how you grow a business. That's how you build solid relationships. That's how you get them to build confidence, if they can do it, that they can tell other people how simple it was. Imagine all your team members doing this and going, oh my God, it was so simple. And then they go out there with confidence telling people how simple this is. Imagine how many signups they'll get.
To maintain your customers and your field associates. Okay. This is it. Because remember, the members are also customers. Everybody in GotBackup are customers. We all use a service. Right now, in fact, I haven't logged into my Dropbox for the longest time, because I transferred everything and I completely converted into GotBackup. And I love the way things work. So just on the right-hand side here, the mobile apps, obviously you can access it over here. Okay. It's just going to take you to, obviously you have to be logged in with your phone device to have this directly. But to be honest with you, I don't like extra steps. I just go to the Apple Store, right? The App Store, and I look for GotBackup. It comes up. I download the app. And again, the video installation is here. You click on that, and every presentation we do, we show this because it's very seamless and it does everything for you. Okay, and same thing for the Android devices. Okay, so you just go to the Google Store, and you just go and access these apps and follow the instructions. And if you've never done an install, you're uncomfortable, watch the video before you do anything at all, completely. Don't pause the video and then do it. Just watch the whole thing. It's just about 4 minutes or so, or 3.5 minutes, whatever. And then once you've done it, you can watch it again, pause it, and then do the steps. Okay. So we spend time on this, folks, because if every single one of you did that, immediately you will see an increase in your income. Because if you do that, then you will show the person you just brought in to GotBackup to do that. And the moment people start backing up their stuff, I'm telling you, there's an emotional connection that occurs in maintaining the service. Just like if some of you are watching a series on Netflix and you're watching something that you're kind of emotionally attached to, you don't want your account to stop because you want to see, oh my God, what's going to happen to her or to him or whatever. You are emotionally connected to this particular service. This is what we're telling you. You want your team to be emotionally connected to use a service and not forget that it exists. Because then it's easy for them to say, oh, well, whatever. I don't need it. I never use it. And one day they lose their phones, like some of our friends, and they never backed up their stuff and they lost everything. This is horrible. And some I heard like wedding pictures. I mean, it's horrible.
Yeah, my friend, lost her wedding pictures. Yeah.
So all of these things it gives people a sense of comfort. So that's the very first thing that you want to do. A surface here, but we're spending time on this, folks. This is very, very important. If every single one of you, I'm telling you, make sure that you've done that. And the people that you've introduced to the business, make sure they watch this training. And if, let's say, we're talking about a lot of things, just move the cursor up to that segment and watch that segment. And then it will learn exactly what to do. I'm telling you, your income will grow. Okay. Now let's continue over here. So this is what we spent a bit of time on the software. Again, there's two pieces of software. One is your app. That's your phone device. And it's your what do you call it? Your iPads, right? I like my Mini because I like it for my books and everything else as I travel, and everything is backed up. Okay. Now let's move on. Okay.
The links. Yeah.
Now this is the research tool. You see, you have English, you got French, you got Italian, you got Espanol. Okay. These are your links. So if you click on English, let's go there. Okay. Now these are all the links that you use to build your business. Now, Tammy, did you want to go through some of the banners over here, or?
Yeah, you can click on them. And because a lot of people, they don't click. That's one thing that we both did, is we took the time late at night, when we were not doing anything, we'd just sit down and we just clicked on things to see what's there, right? Just be curious in looking into your back office. And so it's,
let me start with this page first, and then we'll go into the banners, because this is okay. This is set and forget. This is like done for you. You don't have to do anything other than, you see here, the GB demo. That's the ID associated with this account. If I click on this, what's going to happen? This is the link that you would, by the way, pass on to someone. And there's a quick little video that will give them an introduction. And then if someone is interested to get more information, they don't have to put a credit card at the moment, put their name, they put their email, and they simply lock in their position. And from there, they're going to start receiving email on behalf of GotBackup. And if you purchased the emails that are set for you at the beginning, and if you didn't, I'll show you where you can find them later in different languages, then people will start receiving emails on your behalf automatically for you. Encourage them to activate their account. Okay. So that is that particular link. Now, if let's say someone is interested in GotBackup and they want to sign up right away, don't waste your time by sending this. You don't have to get them all these emails to encourage you. They're ready to sign up now. Then people say, I'd love to have 6 terabytes right now and back up my stuff. Send them this link. So if you send them this link, this is the page that he can enroll. And in fact, instead of sending them this link, what I do, look what's gonna happen here. You see right now, this is the basic link to get to this page. If I click on get started today, look what happens. It's going to add a few more parameters. These are just a few more words that are added on over here. You can send them that link. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. I'm just going to put it here as an example. And we'll come back to your question here, folks. Okay, so I just want to go through this first. Otherwise, we'll never go forward. So if you click on that, it'll take you to this page. Now, don't enroll with this here, folks. This is not a real account.
That's a demo page. That's so where you see GB demo, that's where your username would go.
That would be your username. If you just change that, then the person will end up underneath you. Okay. So, and the reason why I like this is online people, the moment you get people to do 2 steps, you lost 50% of your signups. So it's an online marketing thing. You try to get them to make the purchase as fast as possible with the least amount of click as possible. This is where this logic comes from. And over here, it gets you right into the packages on the spot. Okay. And I encourage the yearly membership. The reason why, instead of dealing with a monthly reoccurrence that people have to be, they have to be responsible for every single month of their credit card, especially when you're dealing with international market, the exchange rate may vary from month to month. I prefer pay one time for the entire year. Next year, they will pay again. So if you use this example while we're here, Tammy, I'm just going to show it. If you click for the yearly membership, what happens is they create their account by putting their name, email, password that they want, confirm the password, agree to term and regulate, which is like everything else. This is the information where you live, okay, the country where you live, right? There's no limits on where you can become a user, and your phone number. And then if you want to pay with crypto, many people have crypto and they can pay through crypto. Okay. And when you do that, then you proceed to, it won't let me go because I need to fill all that in, but you can go ahead and try it yourself, and you don't have to go through the process, especially if you don't have a crypto account, but you can test it just to see what it looks like. And if you pay with your credit card, which is what most people do, okay, they will go on the credit card portion. Okay. Okay. And then you just put your credit card information over here. Okay. And then do the purchase. Now you can see over here that there's a few options. This here is the backup. This is basically like an insurance policy. It's $10 a year, and you can choose to leave it on or not. I pay for it every year. I don't see any harm for it. Okay. But you have access. If someone wants to become just a customer, they don't want to become an associate, then you just take this off. Okay. If let's say I take all of these off, you see that's the price yearly for the service, and you will earn 25%. So if they pay, if I round this up to $10, that's $2.50. You know, when we do our presentations, this is where this comes from. Okay. And they pay for the year, and the next time the payment is going to be due is next year. It's that simple. Okay. Really, really straightforward. Anything else you want to add to this, Tammy?
No, it's good.
Cool. So let's go back to the link over here. Now, for some of you that maybe wants to do some Facebook ad campaign or YouTube ad campaign or Google ad campaign, which if you know what you're doing, most people are going to use these kind of links. Why? Because in their ad campaign, they may have a video, and it's part of their ad campaign to invite people to click on. When you click on it, you don't want them to see another video. You want them to enroll on the spot. What I mean by enroll on the spot is they're not going to pay right away. It's to invite someone to get more information. Put their name, put their email, they fill in that information. Boom, they end up into your email database. And I'll come back to that in a few minutes. Okay. So that again is just food for thought as you are building your business. These are, for example, the webinars that are taking place. These here, like just last night.
Chris, just stop there at the webinar taking place, because that's the link, your personal link that you want to send your prospects to come and see a live session. Okay. Right here. What?
Okay. This one here, I think it's a link. We haven't clicked on this link in a while, but we'll check this out. But in your back office, we'll come back to that.
No, it's not the one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the one. We have another one in the back office.
Okay.
But over here, folks, these are the free accounts. Mm-hmm. This one is approaching with a business opportunity, and this one is approaching with the product only. Okay. So for example, if you click on this, it's going to be that video with a little character. And when you click on this, they don't require a credit card. They just put their name, right, and the details. And it creates a very simple account that is going to look like this. Okay. Excuse me. Let's wait till it comes back. It's going to look, but it's a lot lighter than that. All you're going to see here is use this tool. And on the top, there's a red little message with a counter for 7 days, and that is decreasing, right? It's kind of it's a really good tool to remind you, oh, you have 3 days left, you have 4 days left here. And they started backing up their data and they're happy. Then you can activate and boom, right away, you get the commission. Really, really cool. Okay.
Yeah, Chris, just so you know, it was above that one. It's because you missed it. So just below that one.
Oh, this one here.
Exactly. That's what I was talking about, to invite people to the webinars. Yeah,
which I believe that it's going to bring you to this particular training that's taking place right now. Exactly. I'm going to turn this up before it starts playing. Okay, so yeah, absolutely correct, Tammy. Absolutely correct.
Sorry, I had to stop and check because
yeah, you're right. So this is the link that you will provide someone to make sure that they attend, because it's gonna, this is a value, like the ID. It's not going to say GBO. It's going to use yours. Okay.
Exactly.
So that way they can watch the video. And after they watch the video, I love this training. This really helped me understand what's going on. Let me sign up.
Yeah.
Then right away, GotBackup knows that that's your lead, because it creates, again, that's a little detail, but it creates some cookies. They call it like some stuff that is temporary on your drive for maybe, I don't know, 90 days or whatever, that if you go back to the link later and they sign up, GotBackup knows that you're the one that sent the link to that person. You see, there's a lot of things that goes behind the scene that you're not even aware of to protect your interests as you build your business. That's why these links are important. Some of you may not be aware of that. You might have learned something. Same thing with someone who decides to try it for free. Okay. So really straightforward. So over here, these are advertising ad copies. And I suggest that you kind of go through them. Okay.
Some of them are old, but you get a concept. You got the idea, and you've got your links that are in there as well in the message. And you can even copy this and take it over to ChatGPT and play with it. I mean, that's what Chris and I do. We go over to ChatGPT and we just work on, how we want to deliver a message. And it's amazing the stuff that comes out. So you can do that as well. And it gives you an idea.
Here, please make this, let's say, more inspiring. Oops. Hold on, let me fix that.
And up to date. I think that one has a different date. Yeah. With today's date.
Inspire. Okay, whatever. I put under bracket. I put the entire thing here. And go ahead. Bada boom, bada bing. It's thinking. And it's going to turn around. And look at that, folks. Okay. It's going to create all that for me. And you can add more information. You can say, I want to make it more personal. I wanted to add something. You see how simple things are today with what's available? It's so cool.
Yeah. It's got some emojis there to create that connection. Yeah. So yeah, there's so many things that you can do, but it gives you a foundation to play with. And then you've got the pre-enroll ad copy for people who are pre-enrolled. For those who haven't purchased the emails, and if you haven't created your own, it kind of gives you some stuff there as well for people who have pre-enrolled to make that connection with them. You've got banners, you've got social media stuff there that you can use. Or it gives you ideas to create your own if you're a person that loves to do this stuff. I have Canva paid account and I love creating. So,
and it also gives you some of the banners that have the most amount of visits, right? It tells you the ones that they tend to be a little more attractive than others. That's 72,000. That's 128,000. That's 15,000, right? 67. 21,000 and so forth. So it kind of gives you an idea of the kind of 117,000, the kind of banners that tends to be more converting, right? The more people clicking on. Okay. and then social media banners. And of course, you can create your own, but it's just, again, it gives you a start, right? You can bring this into Canva and you can add some things. It's just lots of things that you can do here that are very, there's video memes, right? Like little clips that you can use that has different format size. And just to kind of get people to react. Your son, I'm a little bit wild, but anyway, so again, just food for thought here. Let's carry on. And so we just talked about the English. Of course, you have French, you have Italian, Spanish, and so forth. Is there anything else, Tammy, you want to add to this?
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know that it's great. Keep putting the questions out there, because at the end we're going to go through every single one of them. We don't want you to think that we're ignoring your messages.
No, it's 10:46, Tammy. So let's go a little faster. Obviously, folks, we can't go through everything today
because those are the most important things, Chris, that people get themselves set up. So let's go further. Maybe show them the extra promo tools.
Well, you know, one thing I want to show someone that I think very, very important.
Because that's a whole training in itself.
No, I know, but I just want to focus on one area. Mm-hmm. This is your lead capture system. You know, I talked about if someone opt in with your links, they put their name and their email. Where do they go? What happens? Well, what's going on? If you click on message, you click on follow-ups. Okay. Let's see, wait till it comes back. Okay. You can see on the right-hand side here, you have all the different email campaigns that are pre-created for you. And if you didn't buy anything or you didn't buy any of the upsells that are asking you to create those emails for you, they'll be empty. Okay. So for example, let's say that I want someone with a free trial, right? So excuse me, let me rephrase that. If I'm using the link with the 7-day free trial, well, this is the campaign what your leads are going to end up into. Okay. So what's going to happen is if you never bought the $19, this is empty. Okay. And they may receive some default emails from the company. I'm not sure what they're going to get, but I prefer have control on my leads. Okay. So that's the reason why there's value in there. Another one I want to share with you, like, you know, sometimes if you go back to your subscribers, okay, and I'm going to go into your subscribers list. Now, folks, those emails here are not real emails. So I wouldn't worry so much about those. Okay. They were testing things. But what's happening here is like Tommy.com, whatever. That person over here blocked it. Doesn't want to be bothered. But that person happens to be, let's say I'm focusing on my suspended. These are people that didn't renew. Okay. That's member 3. As you can see, that's a test account. So that person did not renew their membership because their credit card didn't go through, whatever the situation. What GotBackup does for you is it puts it in that list. So if I go back to my subscribers list, it's going to show me all the people here that are suspended. Wouldn't that be awesome? Is the moment someone becomes suspended that they could receive an email on your behalf? I did one just for an example here. Okay, so if I go here and I go under follow-ups for my suspended email campaign, I created one for you here, just so you can see what I did. I only have one, and I could have multiple of them. But obviously, I don't want to annoy the person. So what it did here is we just noticed your account is suspended. Can we help? See, what happens here, if I click on the I just to see what email looks like, I made that very personal. Can we help? Our picture. Okay, so I did that this morning on a demo account. That's what you see here, dear demo. But that would be the name of the person. And then we hope you're doing well, blah, blah, blah. Recent notice you got backup has been suspended, and we want to personally check in. It's possible your renewal might have been missed, whatever the situation may be. Okay. And then from there, I have a booking system where people can book a Zoom call with me, with Tammy and I. And of course, maybe I should my phone number here. And then from there, I also have my personal social media so they can learn a bit more about me over here. Okay. So I have a TikTok and Instagram, a YouTube channel. I have Instagram and Facebook, and people can learn about us. And also I have some of those where I post videos in there to learn a bit more about GotBackup and how we use it. But,
and relationship building, right?
That's
people tend to be attracted to people that, you know, that are in the same mindset and the same goals, the same stuff. So we tend to do a lot of personal stuff,
Yeah.
and make sure that we attract our audience out in the social media platform. So I know a lot of you are doing this as well, which is phenomenal.
Now,
And people need to see you. You need to be visible.
Now, you may also be, you don't see it here because it's a demo account. Nobody has canceled because it's not a real account. But the
Mhm.
fact is, you'll notice that you may have some people who have canceled. And GotBackup does that for you. The person ends up on that list automatically. Folks, I've never seen in my entire career any network marketing company that offers this kind of service. So what happens now is that cancel campaign, I also have some emails encourage them to connect with me. And some have because, hey, my account's been suspended. What's going on? And then we're able to fix it. Within a day, it was done. And they were active again. That's why you may not save everybody, but you may save the ones that were not aware that they just happened. That's why it's also really cool. Pre-enroll Italian, Spanish. These are people that have pre-enrolled. So that's the last thing I want to share with you here. If someone becomes a member, they'll end up over here. So for me, if someone becomes a member, I want them to have an email on all the things. Here's the checklist that you should be aware of to make sure you prepare for your business. This one here are pre-enroll. These are people that did not enroll yet. They end up on my list. And you know those emails that the pre-sale that you buy when you start, and it said you have 10 and you spend $99 or whatever. Well, I did that. So I have all of these, but obviously these are generic. These are the ones that, so what I did is I just added my picture over here. I added
a video. Yeah.
A video over here. Yeah. It's an image, but you click on it. It plays a video welcoming them. Thank you for joining us. The information is over here. I have my social media links over here.
Mhm.
And that way it just, and there's 10 of them. Okay. And they're all here. Okay, so it's really, really straightforward.
Yeah, those are the
And
paid ones. Mhm.
this is why, and we're going to do a training only for this lead capture system, folks, because we can spend an entire hour just talking about that.
I think,
But it's
Chris, not
very powerful. Go
next
ahead.
weekend, because next Saturday is the major event, virtual event, but the Saturday after, put that in your notes, you guys, and get everybody on it, because we'll do a session on the email marketing platform and what we're doing to build our business through the email marketing system.
Yes. So keep in mind, folks, that there's a lot into the lead capture system. If you go to the extra promo tool, and then let's start asking some questions here, Tammy, you can see that there's a lot of information here. You'll notice that whenever Tammy and I present our videos, our presentations, if you go under promotional, I think, no, that's not it. Which one is it? I always forget which one. I think it's promo content.
Promo content.
Yeah. You go under English. Okay. And you can see here that there's extra videos over here. For example, the 13-second, this is it plays 15 seconds, letting everybody know we're getting started. This is about 5 minutes. These are some videos that I'm using in my email marketing. It's all there. Really, really cool. If you want to learn, someone wants to say, can you show me the compensation plan? You simply use this particular here. You can download it, or you can share that link for them to have access to it so they can see the compensation plan details. Okay. So not going to go through this right now. There's a training on its own. And let's go back over here. So all of that is under the extra promo tool. Okay. Now over here, folks, I'm not going to go through this today, but these are all the different VIP options that comes in as you get the VIP package over here. And over here, folks, again, I'm going fast here because we don't have the time to go into details. But if you go into your commissions overview, obviously this is not a real account that creates, but there's just some numbers here for you to see what's going on. You can see what's happening in 2025, 2024, and so forth. Okay. You can see here if this account would have commission, you would see them listed over here. Okay. And one thing that's very important is commission payment options. That's another thing that's very important as you start your business. Okay. So you have two options. You can use Wise or Pay Quicker. Okay. Now,
Pay Quicker is more international, I find.
Yeah, I find that Wise has some restrictions in certain markets. And I find it like in Canada, I like to keep things in US. I don't want things converting to Canadian and having the bank do it for me. I have preferred rates. I've been doing this for 20 some years. I know what I can get, and I want to depend on banks to determine how much currency that I want or whatever. And Wise tends to, for Canadians, a bit more, again, and it's a good service. It's just me, I prefer Pay Quicker.
Me
Okay.
too.
I love it. I can decide which account I want to deposit to, which currency I want to deposit to, and it's straightforward. Now, one thing you should be made aware of is once you click on either Wise, okay, you enter your email there, then you're going to create your account. You're going to go through the process of qualifying to confirm that you're a real person with your identity and everything else. With Pay Quicker, it's a little bit different because what happens is when you select this one, you put your email. Okay. And Pay Quicker is not going to really bother creating an account for you until you got a payment coming. So the moment you receive $1 or whatever amount of money that is owed to you, and I'll go back in a minute here on the check mark for the payment. If it's checked on, the payment's going to be sent to your to Pay Quicker, and Pay Quicker is going to send you details for you to create your account to be able to connect it to your bank account. Okay. And there's more details over here, and there's a lot of support on that. And $2, folks, this is nickel and dimes, because in the past it was like $15 per transaction. In some countries, it might be that. It depends, what your banks are imposing, and there's a lot of things going on. That's why I also love crypto. But anyway, that's another story. But the fact is, these are the two payments we have at the moment. Okay. Payout history, folks, this is really cool. Again, it shows you all the payments. Like if you have an amount over here, if I check this on and I click update, then you can see that you need to have at least $22. Otherwise, it's not worth it to, there's costs involved for the company to send money. So if it's below $22, it's just going to accumulate. The moment you pass $22, if this is checked on, make sure you click update after you checked it on, then it's going to be on that every Friday of the week. The payment is going to be submitted to whatever form of payment you chose. It's either Pay Quicker or Wise. Then what's in there, it's in the portals of Wise or Pay Quicker, then you deposit it. And this is what I do. Me personally, I like to get the payment once a month. I'm used to that. I've been doing this for decades. And the payment goes into your bank account within 3 to 5 days. It's in there, and then you can start dividing your payment as you see fit. Okay. And you can see here the list of your commissions and everything else. Now, something that's important here is you go to my downline. Okay. You go into your downline. This is where you're going to see your genealogy. When you see a red line, that means you personally enroll that person. Okay. You can see here the enroller is GDemo, a GB demo. Okay. So I want to show that to you, because once you're here and they want to say, well, how much cycle do I get? Well, if you click here, okay, what is going to happen? It's going to show you that you have actually 6 people, 2 on your left, 2 on your right. Okay.
4.
Excuse me, 2 on your left and 4 on your right. I don't know why I said 2. So from there, these are suspended affiliates. So unfortunately, there's one person on the left that's inactive. So technically, the system will see there's 1 on the left and 4 on the right. So unfortunately, you won't get a cycle for that. You have to make sure you have 2 on your left, 2 on your right that are active. Okay?
4.
And 4. Geez, I don't know why I'm stuck with 2 and 2. 2 on the left, 4 on the right.
I miss backup, you guys. I miss GotBackup.
Yeah. So you can see on the right-hand side is the total amount of people. There's 3 on your left and there's 4. So in this case, what I'm saying, let me rephrase that. You would cycle because there is 2 active on your left and 4 active on your right. This is what it says on that column. Okay. On this column, because there's 3 total, 1 of them is inactive. So you just made it to have 1 cycle. So what's happening is, if you want to know how many cycles you're having, it's always from a ratio of 2 to 4. So if example, let's say this was 100 and this was 400, right? So what's going on is the company is going to say, okay, well, 400, there's 100 here. So what that means is you can only, in other words, there's going to be some left over on the right-hand side. So you have to calculate all the time. So for me, when I see my cycle, I see, okay, how many active I have on my right, how many active I have on my left. And I see here that I need to have 4 on that side. So whatever that amount is, and 2 on the other side. So whatever that amount is here, that has to be half, and that's here you divide by 4. And at that point, you can calculate what your cycles are. And it's going to be awesome. And I did make some requests to have a clearer way for you to see what your commissions are on a monthly basis. And all of this stuff is coming. But right now, you kind of have to do calculation. It's always 4 and 2. So for every 4 and 2, it's one cycle. So you want to calculate how many cycles you have. You always have to take 4 on one side, 2 on the other side. And if, let's say, this was 8 and this was 4, then you would have 2 cycles. And just keep growing that way. And that's how you can calculate how many cycles you're going to have.
Maybe, Chris, you can share in the link the compensation plan training part. I don't know if you have access to do that, but while you're doing that, okay.
So if we go under playlist over here, that's a good call, Tammy. And you go under, let's see here, the GotBackup training.
Yeah, because some of the
we explain all of that
compensation.
On the compensation plan. If you scroll down a little bit, and I think it talks about make the most of the GBO. This here explains how to really take advantage of the GBO cloud service. If we go back down a little bit, let's keep going here. The email marketing, you know what I was telling you about? We can go in more details. We've done that about 6 months ago. Unlock the GotBackup compensation plan with Chris and Tammy. Okay. So if I copy this, okay. You click here. Now, Stacy, I know I got you confused with the cycles. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Click on this video here that I just shared, and this is going to help you. Okay, understanding the compensation plan. It's really, really straightforward. Okay, so there's my point here, folks, is there's a lot of trainings that we've done in the past that you can go back to. Okay, so let me go back to our main page here. So this is what's really important. If you want to see the full downline, you click on that. It's going to give you a full representation of your organization. Obviously, this is what we have. In some cases, some of you may have a lot more. If let's say you have a lot more, you can reduce this to see more people or whatever, and so forth. Okay. So let me go back. And I think when it comes to your business, there's also some really important things. I think that
the internal wallet, I think that's really important for the international markets. When somebody doesn't have.
For some reason, I'm not seeing it at the moment. Webinar, replay, recognition, rank up. Where's the internal wallet? Commission, downline, my direct affiliate. Why am I not seeing it?
Oh, maybe because it's a demo. Maybe it was. I don't know.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the internal wallet is a really cool feature. Really cool feature. Maybe, just maybe. Now, Tammy, can you check the questions that are there while I'm looking quickly?
I think even the basic training could be even more basic and just.
Oh, God, Tammy, here we go. Okay. Internal wallet right here.
There we go.
Now, this is a really, really cool feature, folks, because you can actually charge. You can refill this. So let's say someone does not have a credit card, okay? They can pay you. But again, you can only do that with someone that you are going to sponsor. I know there's some exception to the rules, but it requires a bit more hands-on. But in this case, if you want to sponsor someone that does not have a credit card, they can pay you cash, okay? And you can turn around and refill with the amount. So let's say the person wants to buy for the year, and they pay you, let's say $129.97. So let's say $130. Okay, they pay you $130. That's the amount. You put the information over here, your credit card information, and the moment you submit the refill, then it will show up right there. You can also take it from your commissions if you want. That's another really cool thing, right? And I noticed also you can get it from crypto. Okay, so I haven't used that ever, but again, it's just some more information here for you. But what's important for you to keep in mind is someone that does not have a credit card can pay you cash. You can refill your wallet, and from there, you can create an invitation link that is going to use the funds that is in that wallet. So if I create a link over here, for example, okay, what's going to happen? It says, okay, which package they want. Well, let's say I want to have the yearly or the monthly. Okay, I don't have enough for the yearly, for the monthly. Well, they need at least $39.94. Okay, and then you can have a description. And then when you create the link, I'm not going to do it here because I'm not sure. I don't want it to be deducted from this account. But when you create the link, that link, you will pass it on to your prospect. that wants to sign up, and they will create their account, and then you'll get the commission and everything else. So this is a cool, very cool feature that you can do. So that's kind of the internal wallet aspect. Merchandise over here, you can turn around, and let's say you wanted to have some GotBackup stuff. You can certainly take advantage of that. There's some cool things over here that you can access, you can buy. Okay, it's all here. If you want more information, it's there. Let's carry on here. Let's go. One thing that's important here is the social media. This is something that Tammy and I have always never underestimated. Is this is a Telegram group that we have to encourage you to be part of the community, so you're aware of what's going on. And folks, I monitor this like a cop. If there's any spamming or anything that is out of line, you will be banned. Okay, I do not accept any kind of things that are deviating from GotBackup. You're not going to be banned the first time, but some people, they keep posting things, and that's not fair for the audience. And that way you'll get banned. But the first time I will just delete it, and you'll get a warning. But you have to be disciplined in this group, okay? Because there's a lot of people in there, and we want to be responsible. But the Facebook group, it's over here. I also recommend for you to connect with that. Okay. The reason why there's a community of GotBackup here, and you can go ahead and, kind of encourage is events, there's pictures, there's lots of things that are going on over here with the community. Okay. There's about 14,000 plus people there. So I recommend for you to be plugged into all of that. Okay. And if you frequently ask questions, this is a really good site with all sort of questions that you may have, like the holding tank. And if someone signs up, yeah, right. If someone signs up, they don't end up in the left or the right. They're in a holding tank. Okay. And it explains that over here. And I suggest you go through all of these. Now, Tammy, it is right now 11:07. Is there any questions that are necessary that we should? I'm sure all of them are, but if we didn't answer them, my recommendation is on the comment section of this training. If you have a question that was not answered, post them, and I'll keep an eye on it, and we'll answer it verbally. Okay, so we'll make sure that you're not, nobody was what do you call it, ignored. But is there anything here, Tammy, I should cover that has not been answered that we should cover?
Yes, Robert, you were asking about if GotBackup can allow indirect affiliates to have their information. Yeah, they don't expose the information if you haven't signed the person up. So that's the answer there. Let me see. Okay, Martha, we probably answered your question there when it comes to your account in Kenya. You're probably better off going through Pay Quicker and not Wise. You can contact the company directly. If there's any challenges there, they'll take care of that and make sure that you get your.
Kenya has a very advanced pay system, so I'm sure that Pay Quicker have been doing business for so many countries around the world. I recommend it.
Okay, searching new adventures. I signed up for that. So she was talking about the emails that she signed up for. The emails, they're sitting there. You just got to know where to access them. Maybe Chris, you can show her very quickly where the emails are sitting in the follow-up platform.
Yeah, I'm going to go back there again quickly. So if I go to lead capture, and remember, there are trainings where we talk about email marketing. You can go back there and click on those and listen to those, because it's the same information I'm sharing. But what you do is you go under follow-up, under messages, follow-up. And when you do that, you will notice, I don't know, folks, we passed the hour right now, but let's just kind of at least answer your questions. I want to be respectful to all of you. So you can see here that all of these campaigns, right? That's where it ended up. So if someone's a pre-enrollee over here, that's where they sit. That's where you can modify them by clicking the pen. If you click on the pen, which I didn't get into today, you can go ahead and edit the messages as you see fit. Okay. So that's the answer to that. This is where they are. You have to go message, and you have to be follow-up. If you want to see your subscribers, you click on subscribers lists. Okay. And then again, the list is going to be based on the actual a package that you're dealing with over here. Remember, these are not emails that are necessarily real. So, again, there's no harm done, but just want to let you guys know.
Yeah. And Bakshi, he's been asking in regards to B2B options. I do not find Today's session was really on the back office to understand what's available in the back office. I'm just not sure what the clarity on that question, Chris. It was asked a few
I'm not
times.
sure where that is. Can you point
Yeah.
me? Reach copper level and never receive any benefits. What does one benefit entitle?
Okay,
That was
yeah,
marked.
so you'll have to get back to the compensation plan to understand. So yeah, so once you reach copper, you have your left and your right, you get your commission for that. But it's all based on how many bodies are there. Two and four is the cycle. So it's better to go back and look at the compensation plan training so you
Yeah, the
understand.
link that I provided earlier
Mhm.
is there. Okay, and the reason, again, this is a fake account, so there's no real data here. But when you go to let's see here, my new comp plan rank, this is a good place for you to look into, because it shows you how many people you've enrolled. You need to have one on the left, one on the right, and it's possible that maybe you've reached copper, but then someone became inactive, and you have reached copper, but are you currently active copper? There's 4 or 5 different scenarios that might have happened. So you need to look at your report to see what's going on. And as a copper, you need to have 2 people sponsored, one on the left, one on the right. And if you recall, every presentations we do as a copper, you start earning what we call the cycle bonus tier 1, but you have to make sure that there are bonuses there, that there is actually, that you meet the requirement, that there's 2 people, one active on the left, one active on the right. You can see that when you go into your new compensation plan rank.
But a cycle requires 2 people active on one side, 4 people active on the other. Okay, so, and you need to make sure that you personally have one left, one right.
Correct. So to qualify, you remember a cycle, you could be a copper, but it's possible that you don't have 2 on one side and 4 on the other. Okay, so it's important that there's people in your downline for this to happen. And that's why, as we keep coming to these events and people start signing up, it will eventually expand and expand and expand. So again, there's different reasons why you may not have received anything yet. It's just because things haven't really started developing yet. Okay.
Yeah, and Combo Vivo, he's just browsing, so he found the platform. I just told him to contact the company directly because he wants to sign up.
Yeah, but make sure you get back to the person that invited you here.
He was
Let's say you went to someone's social media, or someone made some effort to get you here. That's why you're here.
Yeah.
Get back to that person, and or call the company. Okay, and they will take care of this, because Tammy and I are training on the behalf of the entire company here. We don't want to take anybody's lead. So it's important you get back with the person that invited you here. It's really important. It's all about integrity in this business. Exactly. Let's carry on.
Okay, in case you registered, time is up. Do you see the one with Joseph? In case your registered time is up and you are paying for the update, would you get your old account or new? You can, I think, depends on how, Joseph, it depends on how long you've been out. I mean, you might have to re-register in the business.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been inactive for a period of time, you may have to re-register. But again, folks, just get back with a person and find out what's going on. If that person's not active and they moved on from GotBackup, that happens, then you may want to make different decisions. But you may be working with someone who's quite active. So get back with that person. And then from there, we can certainly give you some direction here. Okay. Let's carry on over here.
Okay, Rico has a question.
I'm not a new distributor user. Where is the $20 link for the follow-up email? Okay. If you click on, that's a great question. And I thought about it and I forgot to bring it up. So if you go into, let's see here.
Marketplace.
Is it Marketplace? Yes. I think so. Yeah. When you click on Marketplace here, you can see that you have all these things in different languages. So be mindful of the languages. That's extra storage space.
You got follow-up emails.
Yeah, there's in different languages. And if you, let's say you're looking for something that are not here, just click the support. They'll handle that in a minute. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're not going to refuse business, right? And for you, it's an added asset. So I do recommend to produce the emails and go back to those emails and modify it as you see fit. You can even use ChatGPT to make it the way you like it. Okay, but so the support will help you there. Another thing too is that if you don't have the VIP, for example, some people are asking me sometimes. It's right. Where's the VIP? Right. Right here. Okay. If you don't have the VIP, obviously you're not going to see these links. You'll have a link for you to click on to activate it. But wait till this coming weekend, because I think some announcements are going to be made that are going to be really, really awesome for every single one of us. So just want to keep that in mind. Let's carry on. Where is the $20 link for? Okay, yeah, I got you. Let's continue. You're still okay. Conbal Vivo. Is that what you're talking about, Tammy?
Yeah, so he's asking throughout the program. It's fine. So
Yeah.
you got the answer. Yeah, just
And folks,
you haven't been
again,
invited, and you just
Conbal is looking for. Let's not don't gang up on this
no,
person.
no,
Let him connect who he needs to connect to, because someone invited him here. He didn't.
yeah.
He just didn't appear here, and go back with that person, and it will tell you exactly what to do. Okay, or at least
I'm
contact a
just
company.
browsing, Chris. So it's possible, and you just have to contact the company. Yeah.
Yes. There's a lot of people looking, folks. There are a lot of people looking to make extra money. But not only that, but also take advantage of a 6 terabytes for the price of 2, because data storage is becoming very, very expensive lately. Let's see here. I think we're almost covered. Show up. Can I start? Haven't been invited. Oh, okay. That's still okay.
Yeah, somebody asked why should so Benjamin asked why should someone be suspended? If they're
Okay.
suspended, it's because their card maybe the expiry date is past due, and they have to update their card. Could
Yes.
be that they don't have enough money on their card. That's the only way that they would be suspended. So that's why it's important to stay close to the people that you bring into the business. And yeah, so okay, blah blah blah.
Sorry, folks. I'm just reading the comments, see if that we can, because I know the time is moving like super fast. Thank you very much, Robert. Really appreciate the feedback. And
Yeah, so the GotBackup Telegram group, that is for members that are already in the business, and this is where we help answer building business questions. Anything that's corporate related, you should always go to support in your back office. Always, always, always. And they respond quite fast. And you have to go and look at the messages that they respond to you so you can respond back. Do we have the option to get personal assistance? I would love to get one-on-one help if it's possible. You maybe Stacy, if you can connect with Chris or myself, if there's anything that we can do to help.
yeah,
We're all
understand,
about
folks,
helping the company grow, right? If
Tammy and I are very, very, very. What's the word I'm looking for? If you connect with us, you're not going to be taken by someone else.
No.
We're going to be investigating who invited you and everything else. And we're saying this because I don't want people to feel insecure. We want the company to do well.
Mhm.
When the company do well, the value of each cycles increases. And as this grows, and there will be a time, folks, we're going to hit momentum. And when that happens, everyone's paycheck is going to grow. So if we support each other and support this company, eventually what's going to happen is everybody's income grows automatically. We are all connected with this plan. It's absolutely amazing. I love this plan because it's designed to support everybody, and everybody's contribution helps everybody else. That's what I love about it. But Tammy, there's a lot of questions here that maybe we haven't addressed. And because we do have to finish this training, we went over an hour now. But I recommend that in the comment section, okay, in the comment section, post your question if it's important to you that was not addressed, and I will make a point of making sure that we address them. Okay. And do that within the next, 24 hours, because I'm not going to be looking in a month from now to see what's going on. Okay. So again, just food for thought. And remember that we redo these trainings in a different format. Not next weekend, because we have the event that is taking place, and wanted to make sure that everybody is aware that, let me just go back here, that is aware of this event that's taking place. If you go in live events over here, okay, I really recommend that you show up to this event, to this virtual event. Tammy and I are honored and to be part of this virtual event. And it's going to be other leaders. It's going to be, there's going to be rotations, folks. This particular Saturday on March 29th, we're going to be in we've never been to the office. We decided to go to the office and check this all out, meet with Joel, Mike, and Eve, and just have some fun with these guys. And same time, we'll be part of the event. In fact, this coming Wednesday, it's going to be Tammy and I, Joel and Eve. We'll be presenting together. It'll be a lot of fun. So make sure you show up on Wednesday and click the notification button. And remember, if you subscribe, you will get automatically notified every time there's an event that's taking place. Okay. And the notification will make sure that you receive an email notification by YouTube that this event is taking place. So I highly, highly, highly recommend to take advantage of that. And I'm noticing I'm not sharing my screen again. This is what I'm talking about here. So make sure that you subscribe and that you click the notification button to be notified at the event. This is next Saturday, the 29th at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Same time that we started this training here. And in fact, the link is already there. Okay. Anything else, Tammy, you want to add as we end?
Yeah. If you enjoyed today's session, always, put a like there so that it gets more people viewing the GotBackup platform. And so next week we have our special event. Make sure everybody's there. Make sure all your team members are there. I'm telling you, when there's announcements, everybody gets all fired up, right? And it creates a lot of excitement and momentum starts to kick in again in your business. So make sure that you take the time to connect with everybody. And then the following week we'll go into the email marketing again. We'll work on that platform for people who want to learn how to do it or expand your skills on it, and we'll go from there.
Okay. So everybody, thank you so much for the wonderful feedback and your participation. Again, I apologize if you didn't answer your question. And we will address them in time. And remember, there's a lot of trainings out there that I show you. There's quite a few. Pick one that's relevant to what you need. And I'm telling you that probably 99% of the question will be answered in one of those training forms. Have yourself a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you on Wednesday. And again, it'll be Tammy and I, Joel and Eve, and we'll be presenting the four of us. And I look forward to it. Have a good one, guys. Bye for now.
Have a great weekend.